Hello all, in today's session we are going to discuss about the array of anisotropic point sources of equal amplitude and the spacing, whereas we are going to discuss here the end fire case. Now to understand this we must understand what do you mean by the end fire array. So the definition of an end fire array is nothing but an array is called as an end fire array if the maximum radiation is along one end of the axis of the array, that is phi is equal to 0 degree or 180 degree. So whereas we'll plot the radiation pattern for this radiation pattern for this end fire array, whereas this is the x-axis, 5 is equal to 0. So here this is the case where you are going to get the maximum radiation in the direction of this particular 0. So this is nothing but the one case. So these are nothing but the side lobes. Okay, so this is nothing but the how you're going to find out, or you can say this is the case where you're having the maximum radiations at a 0 degree, whereas you can say the placements of array will be along with the x-axis. And the second meaning of this particular definition, you are getting the maximas in another direction, that is to the 180 degree. So if this is nothing but the x, this 5 is equal to 180 degree. So this is another condition where you are getting the maximum radiations at the, you can say, 180 degrees. So this is nothing but this kind of the radiation pattern you will get out of this one. So if you're going to get the radiation pattern either of this kind or either of this kind or of this kind, you can say that that particular array is nothing but the end fire array. So this is nothing but how we have already talked about the end fire array. Now let us see what will be the condition for this particular end fire array. So here the condition for maximum. So we know that we are getting the maxima at 5 is equal to 0 degree and 5 is equal to 180 degree. So first we'll discuss the condition for maximum along 5 is equal to 0 degree. So how we are going to get the maxima at this particular. So to have the maximum radiation, okay, towards, you can say 5 is equal to 0 degree. So to have maximum radiation, psi must be equal to 0. So towards, you can say 5 is equal to either 0 degree or you can say it should be the 180 degree. Okay? So psi is equal to beta d cos of 5 plus alpha. So this equation will reduce to 0 beta d cos of 5 plus alpha. Okay? Now next one is nothing but the alpha. Here if I am putting alpha, this is nothing but the minus beta d. So you can say this is lagging due to negative sign. Okay, now thus the end, you can say along 5 is equal to 0 radiates provided there is a successive phase lag between the elements, okay, by an amount of beta t. So for example, if you are taking the spacing between the elements, so if I take here spacing between the elements is t is equal to lambda by 2. So if the spacing is lambda by 2, I can say alpha is equal to minus beta 2 minus 2 pi by lambda into lambda by 2, which is nothing but the minus pi. So it means that for 5 is equal to 0 degree radiation with the separation between elements lambda by 2, source 2 lag source 1 by 180 degree, source 3 lag source 2 by 180 degree, and so on. Okay, so this is the condition for the alpha. So you can say at phi is equal to 0 degree, source 1 lags source 2 by 180 degree, source 2 lags source 3 by 180 degree if separation is lambda by 2. Now let us see, or let us take the another condition whereas we are getting the maximas at 180 degree. So condition for maximum along 5 is equal to 180 degree. So here if the condition or if the maximum is decided at 5 is equal to 180 degree, psi is equal to beta d cos of 5 plus alpha. So psi must be equal to 0 in this particular case. So if I am putting psi is equal to 0, this will be beta d cos of 180 degree plus alpha. So 0 is equal to minus beta d plus alpha. So alpha is equal to beta d. So you can say this is leading due to positive sign. So if you solve it further, thus you can say at the end along 5 is equal to 180 degree radiation that provides that the phase lead is there, okay, between the two elements. So if the element separation is multiple of a wavelength, that is d is equal to n lambda, whereas n is equal to 1 2 3, then in addition to both end firing we get the radiation broadside direction. So thus there exist 4 maximas, 2 in the broadside direction and 2 along with the axis of array. So also we have discussed in the broadside case, to avoid the grating lobe, element separation should be less than 1 wavelength, okay. So you can say to avoid grating lobes, your d max must be less than lambda, okay. So here again if we summarize the end fire array, so in case of end fire array, for phi is equal to 0 degree, alpha will be minus beta d, and for 5 is equal to 180 degree, I need a alpha is equal to plus beta d. So this is all about the conditions of how you can get this particular. Now typical radiation pattern for this we have already seen the typical radiation pattern, but still we'll discuss it. So typical radiation pattern for end fire array. So here if we talk about a typical radiation pattern, you are having the maximum radiations, okay. So here at 5 is equal to 0 degree, so here you'll get this kind of the radiation pattern, and another one is nothing but the you will get this kind of the radiation pattern, whereas I can say this alpha is equal to phi is equal to 0 degree, and here is phi is equal to 180 degree. So if I talk in terms of the angle, this will be 0, this will be 90, this will be 180 degree, this will be 270 degree. Same way here also, okay. So I'm getting the maximum radiations in the 0 degree. So this is nothing but a typical radiation pattern. If you are having only one lobe, if we talk about the side lobes, I'll get this kind of the lobes over there, okay. So this is the typical radiation pattern. Now for an example, if I'm talking about the distance is lambda by 2 for this particular condition, if d is equal to lambda by lambda by 2. So if I am having elements 4, okay, so my alpha in this case will be minus beta d, and this is the condition where I'm assuming my 5 is equal to 0 degree. So here alpha is equal to minus beta d, which is nothing but the minus 2 pi by lambda by 2, which is nothing but the minus pi. So when the radiation pattern is calculated, it will be shown that instead of alpha is equal to minus pi, if we use alpha is equal to pi, the radiation pattern will obtained will be similar. It is bidirectional pattern, not a ideal one, okay. So here if we put the values of alpha is equal to minus pi and pi, will get the bidirectional pattern, okay. So you can talk in that way also. So I can say radiation pattern of end fire array where n is equal to 4, d is equal to lambda by 2 and alpha is equal to minus pi, ठीक है. सो अगर आप इसके लिए पैटर्न ड्रॉ करेंगे, you'll get this kind of the pattern, ठीक है. So like this and like this, whereas I am putting my elements 1 2 here, 3 here, 4 here, and we'll have some kind of the side lobes also over here, ठीक है. So this will be the phi is equal to 0 degree, phi is equal to 90 degree, phi is equal to 180 degree, and I can say phi is equal to 270 degree. So in this way you can plot the radiation pattern for any alpha over there, ठीक है. So the next one is nothing but the ordinary end fire array. So how we are going to talk about the ordinary end fire array. So here in case of ordinary end fire array, we know that we are getting the maximas at phi is equal to 0 degree and 180 degree, which corresponds that your alpha is either you can say minus beta d, or you are having it as a beta d. So such arrays for an alpha is equal to, I can say, plus minus beta d are referred as the ordinary end fire array. Okay. Now the properties of the end fire array, as we have already gone through the properties of the broadside array, here in this section or in this particular session we'll talk about the properties of the end fire array. So we'll talk first about the null direction. So in the properties, the first property is nothing but the null direction, where I'm getting the zeros, okay, or the zero power, zero radiations is the null directions. So 0 is equal to cos inverse 1 upon beta d minus alpha plus minus 2 n pi by n. Okay, so these things we have already seen. Now putting alpha is equal to minus beta, so here we know that alpha is equal to minus beta d. We get, if I put this value, so 0 is equal to cos inverse of 1 upon beta d plus beta d plus minus 2n pi divided by n. So further solving this, it will get cos inverse 1 plus minus 1 upon beta d 2n pi n, which is nothing but the cos inverse 1 plus minus lambda by 2 pi d 2n pi divided by n. So, or if I further solve this particular equation, I can write 0 is equal to cos inverse 1 minus pi n divided by n d. So this is nothing but the, I can say, null direction for the end fire array, whereas I know that my n is equal to 0, 1, 2 and so on, but your n is not equal to n, 2n, 3n and so on. That things we have already discussed previously. Okay, so this is the first property we have got here. Okay, next one is nothing but the direction of the maxima. So here for the end fire array, direction of maxima, which will be denoted by 5m in this case. So 5m, as we have already talked about, the 5m is equal to cos inverse 1 upon beta d minus alpha plus minus 2m pi. Okay, so here with alpha is equal to minus beta d, we will get 5m is equal to cos inverse 1 upon beta d plus minus 2m pi. So further solving this particular equation, 5m is equal to cos inverse 1 minus m lambda by d. Okay, so this is the direction of the maxima in the end fire array. So where we know that m is equal to 0, 1, 2 and so on. The next one is nothing but the direction of the side lobe maxima. So let us talk about the next property, which is nothing but the direction of side lobe maxima, which is denoted by 5s. So in this case 5s will be given by cos inverse 1 upon beta d minus alpha plus minus 2s plus 1 by n into pi. Okay, so this is the formula how we are going to get the side lobe maximas. Now we know that alpha is equal to minus beta d. So if we put this value over there, we'll get the Neve equation, which is nothing but the 5s is equal to cos inverse 1 upon beta d plus minus 2s plus 1 by n complete bracket and then say pi. ठीक है. So here we can say 5s is equal to cos inverse of 1 minus 2s plus 1 lambda divided by 2nd. So where I can say my s is equal to first, second and third. These will be the side lobe numbers. ठीक है. So this is the side lobe levels I'll have by putting this particular. Next one is nothing but the half power points. So half power points are nothing but the very important points which we can use to find out the half power beamwidth. So let us talk about the half power points. Okay, so as we have already gone through the half power points previously also, let us write 5h is equal to cos inverse 1 upon beta d minus alpha plus minus 2.782 divided by n. Now alpha is equal to minus beta d. So 5h is equal to cos inverse 1 minus 1.391 lambda divided by pi n t. So this is nothing but how we are going to calculate the half power points for end fire array. As we know how we can calculate the half power points, let us talk about the half power beamwidth. Okay, so once we understand how we can calculate half power points, it's very easy to find out the half power beam width. Okay, so we can say HPBW. So how we are going to calculate this one? So here half power beam width, very clear from that particular, will be 2 phi of h. So half power beam width is nothing but the 2 into half power points which we have already gone through. Okay, so half power beam width again, if you calculate, it will be 2 cos inverse of 1 minus 1.391 lambda divided by pi n d. So here to find out the half power beam width, we need to find out the 5h. And if I talk in terms of the radiation pattern, this will be the radiation pattern over here. So will be at the 0 degree, I'll get the maximum. So at 5 is equal to 0 degree, I'll have, if these are the half power points, and this is the 5h. Okay, so you can say this is the 5h and sorry, this is the 5h and this will be the half power beam width. Okay, so very easy if I understand what is the half power points to calculate the half power beam width. Okay, the next one is nothing but the, here I'm going to talk about the first null beam width. So first null beam width, which will be denoted by FNBW. So first null beam width में यहाँ पे you know that this first null beam width FNBW can be calculated by 2501. ठीक है. Now the first null will be obtained here. To obtain, I can say 501, put n is equal to 1. ठीक है. So 501 is equal to cos inverse of 1 minus lambda by nt. So further solving, 2 cos inverse of 1 minus lambda by nt. So this is nothing but the first null beam width. ठीक है. So I can say that this is nothing but how I am going to find out this first null beam width. So here in this particular diagram, if I show you the first null beam width, here I'll assume that the same diagram, I am getting the nulls over here, nulls over here. So this complete will be nothing but the first null beam width. Okay, and this angle from here to here will be the 501. Okay, so this is the way how we are going to find out the first null beam width for the end fire array. The second property is nothing but the first side lobe beam width. Okay, so here let us talk about the first side lobe beam width. Okay, so while calculating this, you know that this first side lobe beam width is equal to 25s1. Okay, so 5s1 is nothing but the, if you put s is equal to 0, s is equal to 1, you'll get the first side lobe. So this cos inverse 1 minus 3 lambda by 2 nd. Okay, will be your first null. So here first side lobe beam width is equal to 2 cos inverse 1 minus 3 lambda by 2 n t. So this is the formula how we are going to get the first side lobe beam width. And if you talk in terms of the radiation pattern here, so this is the radiation pattern. Okay, so this is nothing but how you are going to get the radiations. This is the maxima. This will be your first, I can say, side lobe. This is also the first side lobe. So this, you can say 5 is equal to 0 degrees. So here these are nothing but the first side lobe beam width. So the complete will be called as the first side lobe beam width, and this angle from here to here will be 5s1, and this is nothing but the array axis. Okay, so this is the way how you're going to find out the first side lobe beam width. Now let us summarize the things for the end fire array. So let us talk what we have seen till now for this end fire array. So I'll write a summary. So first thing which we have seen is nothing but the nulls. 5 0 is equal to cos inverse 1 minus lambda n by n d, whereas n is equal to 1 2 3 and your n is not equal to 2n 3n and so on. So this is the first thing which we have seen about the end fire array. Second is the maxima. So 5m is equal to cos inverse 1 minus m lambda by d, whereas m is equal to 0 1 2 and so on. Okay, and the third thing which we have seen about this one is nothing but the we can say side lobe maxima. Okay, so I'll write here. Third is the side lobe maxima, which will be given by 5s is equal to cos inverse 1 minus 2s plus 1 lambda divided by 2n t. Okay, this is the third thing which we have seen. The fourth thing which we have seen is nothing but the 5h half power directions, which is cos inverse 1 minus 1.391 lambda divided by pi and t. Okay, the fifth thing which we have seen is nothing but the half power beam width, which is nothing but the 2 cos inverse 1 minus 1.391 lambda divided by pi and t. Next one is nothing but the first null beam width, which is equal to 2 cos inverse 1 minus lambda by nt. Okay, the next one is nothing but the first side lobe beam width. This is the last property. So first side lobe beam width will be given by 2 cos inverse 1 minus 3 lambda by 2 nd. So this is nothing but the summary of end fire array. Now let us talk about the things which we have already talked about the end fire array. That is nothing but the directivity of this particular end fire array. So how we can calculate the directivity for this end fire array, that we'll see right now. So here in the same session we'll talk about the directivity. So here for the end fire array directivity. Okay, so first we'll talk about the array factor and then we'll talk about the directivity. So array factor for this one will be 1 by n sine of n psi by 2 divided by sine of psi by 2. Okay, and here for the end fire array we know that psi is equal to beta d cos of theta plus alpha. Okay, so let us assume that we generally talk this is beta d cos of 5. So we are assuming that for linear array along with the z-axis the phase excitation alpha is there, and your this phi replaces with the theta over here. Okay, so here we can say for end fire case theta is equal to 0 degree, 5 is equal to minus beta d, or you can say plus minus beta d. Okay, for 0 degree it will be minus beta d, and for 180 degree it will be plus beta d. ठीक है. So here for a 0 degree case we know that total phase difference becomes, so I'll take the condition over here, for theta is equal to 0 degree. ठीक है. Phi is equal to beta d cos of theta minus beta d, which is nothing but the beta d cos of theta minus 1. ठीक है. So here the phase difference in this particular case will become phi by 2 beta d by 2 cos of theta minus 1. ठीक है. So the array factor in this equation can be written in terms of the theta. So if I am talking in terms of the array factor, so my array factor in this particular case will be written in this way. So I can write here AF is equal to sine of n by 2 beta d cos of theta minus 1 divided by n sine of beta d by 2 cos of theta minus 1. So again the complete bracket. So if I am assuming my distance is very small, so if d is very small than lambda, or d by lambda is very less than 1, what will be the condition? So here sine of beta d by 2 cos of theta minus 1 approximate to n by 2 beta d cos of theta minus 1. So further solving this equation, I can write array factor is equal to, or approximately equal to, sine of n by 2 beta d cos of theta minus 1 bracket complete. I will write n by 2 beta d cos of theta minus 1. So further I'll solve this equation and then I'll get what I'm interested in. So u is equal to array factor square, so I can write this complete term ka square, so sine n by 2 beta d cos of theta minus 1 divided by n by 2 beta d cos of theta minus 1. ठीक है, and the complete bracket square, which is I am replacing here as a sine of z by z का square. ठीक है. Now here we know that this beta t or z I have replaced that z is equal to n by 2 beta d cos of theta minus 1. ठीक है. So this is nothing but the how we are going to get the things. So here directivity will be calculated u max by u0, which we have seen in the broadside array case also. ठीक है. So when you are calculating the directivity for the end fire array, you need to find out the u max. ठीक है. So how you are going to find out the u max? To obtain u max. ठीक है. So the maximum value of u is obtained when u takes the form of sine of 0 by 0 is equal to 1. ठीक है. So that is I can say z is equal to 0 or n by 2 beta d cos of theta minus 1 is equal to 0. ठीक है. So or cos of theta is equal to 1 or theta is equal to 0 degree. So at z is equal to 0, that is theta is equal to 0 degree, and u max, or you can say the maximum radiation intensity will be 1. ठीक है. Now we have obtained u max, we need to find out the u0. ठीक है. As we know that u0 is nothing but the radiation intensity for I can say the isotropic antenna. ठीक है. So u0 here I am assuming that my all elements will be the isotropic elements. So to obtain u0, so I can say to obtain u0 is equal to 1 upon 4 pi 0 to 2 pi 0 to pi u sine of theta d theta d5. ठीक है. So this will be 1 upon 4 pi 0 to 2 pi 0 to pi sine of z by z square sine of theta d theta and d phi. ठीक है. So further solving, if you do remember, we have already solved this kind of the expression previously. ठीक है. 0 to pi sine of z by z square sine of theta d theta. ठीक है. So further solving, 1 upon 2 0 to pi sine of z by z square sine of theta d theta. ठीक है. So here interchanging the variables, you are going to interchange the variables. So by changing the variables, I can write z is equal to n by 2 beta d cos of theta minus 1 dz is equal to minus n by 2 beta d sine of theta d theta. ठीक है. And that's why I can write here, if I want to write this sine of theta d theta, which is nothing but the minus dz divided by n by 2 beta d. So this is the sine of theta d theta value. Now when theta is equal to 0, ठीक है. So here in this case, when theta is equal to 0, I can write when theta is equal to 0, which will give me z is equal to n by 2 beta d cos of 0. ठीक है. And this will be minus 1, which will be 0. ठीक है. Then theta is equal to pi, now which gives me z is equal to n by 2 beta d cos of pi minus 1, which is nothing but the minus n beta d. ठीक है. Now using these two equations, I can write u0 is equal to 1 half 0 to minus n beta d sine of z divided by z square minus dz n by 2 beta d. ठीक है. So further solving this particular equation, I'll get minus 1 n beta d 0 to n beta d sine of z divided by z square dz. Now for large arrays, here we are assuming that our arrays are very large. So for, I can say, large array that is n tends to infinity, so minus n beta d tends to minus infinity. So therefore you can write or you have changed already the limits, so therefore you can write here u0 is equal to minus 1 n 0 to minus infinity. So I'll write here n beta d, so sine of z divided by z square with respect to dz. So further solving this equation, I'll get another thing so that, ठीक है. So here u of 0 is equal to 1 upon n beta d 0 to infinity sine of z divided by z square with respect to dz. ठीक है. So here from the equation u0 is equal to 1 upon n beta d pi by 2, which gives me pi 2n beta d. ठीक है. Now putting whatever values we have got over there in the equation of the directivity, u max by u0 is equal to 2n beta d by pi, ठीक है, is equal to 2n 2 pi by lambda d divided by pi. So this comes 2n d by lambda. So d, this is the value, whereas we are assuming that the large number of arrays are there. ठीक है. Okay. So for large array, the length of the array here, ठीक है. So here I am assuming for large array, for large array the length is nothing but the L, n minus 1 d approximately equal to nd. So here I can write d is equal to 4n d by lambda or 4 L by lambda. ठीक है. So you can say this particular value d here is equal to L by lambda into 4. So this is nothing but this is the value which I have got for ordinary end fire array. ठीक है. So this is all about the end fire array. We'll stop here. Thank you.